Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.
Well, good evening, everybody, and Happy New Year to all of you, and we hope you all had a good Christmas. This is David for Take Two Radio Soaps and Review, and my lovely ladies who are helping me tonight. Welcome aboard, ladies. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, David, and Happy New Year.
Hello,
Tam,
David,
welcome
and
back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How are you all feeling?
Great.
Right.
Wonderful.
Lisa called in to say that she couldn't do it because she's very, very much under the weather.
Oh dear.
So
Hope she feels better.
It is the four of us tonight, and hopefully maybe some call-ins. And we have a lot to catch up on in the past couple weeks. But first, I'm going to give the floor to Miss Tamara because you're going to, you have something to tell us.
I assume you're referring to Mac's page?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I'm sure fans remember that he was in the role of his son back in 2009 through 2015 as Reed, and he's been in the hospital recently. He has a heart defect and had to have some surgery, had a valve replacement done, and he had an infection and been on some high doses of antibiotics. And his mother did tweet that thank you for the prayers, and he is doing better. So if anybody wants card, I have the address, and I can give it to you. Get a pen and quick. You can send it to care of them, Jennifer Page, Children's Hospital, Los Angeles, address 4650 Sunset Boulevard, and of course in Los Angeles, California, 90027, and Max Page's room is 234344. So I would love to have cards and well wishes.
He was a special young man with that show. Such a happy little guy, I can remember. And this is Max Page, who used to play Reed Hallstrom, Victoria's son. And this show is dedicated to him tonight. Thank you, Tam. That was very nice. Okay, so Tam, will you be our timekeeper?
Sure.
Okay. We want to see if we can end this like 8:35. So why don't we start with days? We're going to start with days. So I have been a little under the weather, so I'm going to let CAROLYN. Why don't you start it off?
Oh my goodness, where do we begin?
Where do you want to begin?
Liz, what do you think?
Well, let's see. There's always there's so much going on. We can, I guess, the big elephant in the room at this point is the future of Days of Our Lives.
Yes,
I know that's been going around, and the possibility it could actually be canceled after more than 50 years on the air.
Well, I'm trying to get the grassroots.
Find out to the 18th.
18th. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
well,
I know that. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know that there are petitions that people are signing. I've seen petitions going around on Facebook, and I just urge the fans. Soap operas are starting to become extinct. The daytime soaps, and it's too bad. I don't know what the networks are thinking. I wish that more of our beloved soaps, that more of them could find a home on alternative stations and venues like Netflix, the internet, things like that. So I just, if you love soaps, you've really, please watch them. Especially if you're a Nielsen family, please watch them. But that's my piece on that. I'm very concerned. Many of the soaps that I love have been canceled, and Days of Our Lives was very special to me. It's one I grew up with, watching with my mom, and I just thought, it's iconic. It's an institution, and it would be a shame for it to go away. It would be a shame for any of the remaining soaps to go away. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everyone, that we will have good news that on January 18th that Days will continue to go on. But meanwhile, in our beloved Salem, one of the big things, of course, Deimos and Nicole just got engaged. So I think many ramifications. I think that further blocks Nicole from finding out that Holly is her daughter. So I think we should get the pool started, because if Days does continue, how old will Holly be before Nicole finds out? We should start the little baby pool on that. And of course, we do know that children grow up fast on soap. Holly, next year, Holly could be in high school. But so your thoughts on that? That is Nicole's relationship with Deimos further driving a wedge between Nicole and Chloe, and Nicole finding out that Holly is indeed her daughter?
There is a wedge, definitely.
I mean, it was evident with Nancy.
Yeah.
It was evident with Nancy, because when Nancy was almost going to tell Nicole that Holly's her daughter, and then Deimos walked into Chloe's hospital room, and then Nancy just shut down. So, and why they don't see that, why Nicole doesn't get it, I don't. It is beyond me.
I don't know. She feels something, definitely.
But why Nicole doesn't understand that she shouldn't mention Deimos, that's the trigger for both Chloe and Nancy.
Well, she had a bedside chat with Chloe today, and I don't know whether she's in denial or why she can't see the animosity, or I don't understand that part either.
And Carolyn, why don't you tell us what happened when Nicole walked out of the room?
Well, that was the ending. Her eyes flew open.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, she woke up today?
Yeah.
Well, her eyes flew open. Well, don't know if she's awake yet, but...
And that freaked me out. I mean, the way her eyes opened. It's just like, she's got beautiful eyes, but it's just the way that they opened and then, stayed open. It's like, ah!
Yeah,
like saucers, after Nicole told her that they got engaged. So I guess she got through to her.
So we'll see if those eyes force, sometimes in the soap opera world of Coma's,
it's a soap opera.
They open and then they go back.
Yeah.
And
vacant.
Oh, go ahead.
Right, or they're vacant.
Yeah, that's true. And then, we know that Brady has Daniel's heart.
Yes, we do.
And Brady, and that, having that heart has led him to do things like go to California and find Maggie's daughter, that kind of thing. So
right.
Brady was shocked when he heard the news that Nicole and Deimos were engaged, and he had some little chest pains. His little heart was hurting, and later he said he should be happy for Nicole and Deimos, but he's not. He's bothered by that. So I wonder if that's Daniel's heart speaking through Brady.
Yes, I do believe that's Daniel talking, I think.
Does that mean Daniel's not happy with the engagement?
Well, we'll find out, because he's set to come back on in a couple of days. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Sean's going to make another appearance. Yeah.
And this, of course, is a dream sequence with Nicole, or how? Yeah.
I think
they're
so.
only coming back in dreams lately. Wasn't it kind of ironic timing? We know the show was shot 6 months in advance, but wasn't it ironic timing about the possibility of Stefano being alive?
Oh, yes.
It's like, wow. No.
I just can't get over it. I mean, I don't know if this is a wild goose chase, or because we all know that Joe has passed on.
Yeah.
But
of course,
we don't know who did it.
Yeah, they could have taped him in the last 6 months.
When it was shot, he was alive. But I don't know if he was 6 months ago, if he would have been in any condition to do taping. But from what I've heard, it's a look-alike. It's not really him. It's a look-alike.
Okay.
Yeah, because they showed
and still
someone
Anna wants to kill him.
And it's also interesting how they've kind of written around Drake Hodgson's absence, because I think that's when they shot it. This is the time where he was injured and unable to do the show. So it's kind of been interesting, because if he had been okay, he'd be right in on this. Let's go to Prague and let's look for Stefano. He'd be in on all of that. So it's just kind of interesting how he's kind of right. Okay, he's not here. It's okay, So that.
Well, they've snuck in Carrie and Austin and Anna.
Yes,
I know.
It was so good to see. It was so good to see Carrie and Austin. Anna, they've almost written the character. They've written the character of Anna to be a caricature, and that kind of disappoints me. She's kind of written as a goofball, and I like the way the scheming and the devious Anna. So
she is a little daffy.
Well, they link her up with who was she in the good old days? They were a good Andre.
Calliope?
She was with Tony.
Yeah.
Think maybe back with Roman.
Well, could be.
Oh yeah, Roman's first wife. Yeah, Carrie. Because but I don't. I hope not. No.
Or do you think maybe this is it that we see of her these past, just those 2 days?
Because I don't know if we're going to see more of Carrie and Austin. because supposedly they took her back to Switzerland. So
oh no,
I don't know.
no. She when their back was turned, she took off. So they've got to go and find. Yeah. She disappeared there at the police station. They turned around and she was gone.
No.
That was the day before yesterday. So they're going to have to go.
I must have missed that part because I remember they talked about taking her back to Switzerland and all that because she was released into Carrie's custody.
Right. And she had the ashes and they turned around and she was gone.
Boy, she really loves Tony.
Yeah.
I love her and Tony
ashes
together.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
they
too
were
bad
good
Tony
together.
was killed.
Exactly. And I don't know what the rationale behind that was.
I don't know. I just miss it. It would be nice. I don't know if she'd have anything with Andre, but because it's the same actor.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know they did before.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is there any update on Peggy McCoy?
Peggy McKay? No.
McKay, sorry. No.
Mm-mm. I have heard nothing.
One of the other big storylines is Hope being in jail, and now Hope escaping from jail against her will, and she's lying in the woods injured, and you see somebody about to pick her up. So the speculation is, and who is picking up Hope? There's one thought out there that it's Eric, but
okay.
Is Eric still?
That's my thought
is
too.
it just okay? Eric got out of prison, or what? Because he's supposed to be in prison.
There was rumor he was coming back.
He is.
I hear he's coming back.
No rumor.
But does he just get out of prison and not tell anybody? It's like, okay, he's out of prison, he just didn't tell anybody? Or
I wonder if he's in hiding or something. Maybe he's in hiding. I think that's Eric who found her.
Mm.
They didn't show him?
No.
They didn't show him today?
No.
All right, I thought.
No.
So I got to wait again.
No, today was the intrigue with JJ and Gabby, and now all the intrigue with the
hard drive and the microchips.
Yeah.
And who's stealing? Who's got possession of it this time? And
and poor Kate. Poor Kate's getting thrown under.
Well, it's funny that Eduardo gets mad at Kate for he thinks she stole the hard drive, and it's like, well, Eduardo stole it in the first place. I mean, he's crazy.
Yeah.
So, she said she's had it with him, but it looks like Deimos and Tony are going to go at it. So that should be quite interesting.
Andre, you mean, right?
Take it. Deimos, I'm sorry, Deimos and Andre.
Well, was it Deimos that stole the hard drive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Kate did not. She couldn't bring herself to do it. So, Deimos. Deimos took it. So.
But Deimos took it from Eduardo.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to pass this around. What do you think is on that disc or on that microchip?
He explained it. I forget, though. He explained what it is. Oh, what is it?
Okay.
If anybody else
do you
is
know?
working and knows,
the workings of the company, because Andre's very upset.
No. The microchip. It's surveillance. It's designed. It's some kind of advanced, like, surveillance type thing. I forget the precise thing, but no, Tony explained it to Kate. It's an advanced surveillance type thing, if memory serves me correctly, that will, like, revolutionize. They'll make, nobody else has this, and they'll be, it'll revolutionize. So yeah, it's not a mystery. It's just I don't.
So it's basically not a smuggling. Right?
Here's what happened. Here's what happened. So Tony, they had him in another country. I don't know if it was China or wherever, working on this new technology. Let's just say surveillance technology right now. So it's through the TAMARA Enterprises. So they're looking at it, they're refining it, they're trying to get all the bugs out of it. Enter Eduardo, who finds out about it, steals the microchips, part of this technology, steals them, and in order to get them into the country, puts them in knockoff handbags.
Yeah, the lining of the purse. Yeah,
the lining of the purses, and then uses Titan, the shipping, to ship them into the country. So basically, smuggling them into the country using Titan ships. Because Eduardo knows of the technology but doesn't know how precisely it works, he's getting all the microchips and then giving them to a guy who was trying to figure out, okay, this is how this all works. Trying to, like, decode it and figure out, here's how it works. That's what was going on.
Well, Andre was not very nice today because he said, you're coming into the waters and you don't know who's lurking in there. He was really nasty.
Right. He said that to what's his face?
Dario.
But that's because Andre thought Kate had stolen it. Turns out Kate couldn't bring herself to steal it when she was in Eduardo's office, and Deimos stole it. So that's when Andre went and saw Deimos, and basically I think a little war is going to start there.
Yeah, a little one.
Well, JJ's trying to alert Gabby, and she's pretending that she doesn't know anything. She caught them, I think, yesterday.
Right.
So she knows.
Amazing how fast he got promoted to detective. I think he jumped over a few ranks.
I know.
I mean, wow. Just amazing.
Yeah, but I think he's being set up because the head one that he said, you got this promotion and you're going to have to come up with info, which he knows that he has because he knows that he's still madly in love with Gabby.
That guy, I forget his name, but that the guy who's in charge there, he's a jerk. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Like when he went to the pub and was looking for Hope in the pub, and
that guy.
He's a major jerk.
Yeah. He's the one that's running the department now.
The initial deal with Eduardo was with Deimos, right?
Yeah. But it was that Titan would carry Eduardo's shipments. His merchandise he'd ship it. Titan would ship it, carry it on their ships from China or wherever. That's all. Deimos didn't know what was in the shipments.
I see.
Yeah, he just thought that it was the handbags, but now the plot is thickening. They're bringing in more than handbags.
They're bringing in more than handbags.
Yeah, well, they're putting the microchips in the linings of the handbags.
Okay, nothing more than just the microchip then.
Right. Oh, and one of the big storylines. No, it's not a storyline, but one of the big pieces of news. They got new furniture in the living room.
I noticed that today. Yes.
Well, they talked about, Maggie and Victor talked about the new furniture. So the new sofa and a new chair. So yeah, just an update there.
Now, what about Chad and Abigail? Does everyone love the new Abigail, or?
I do. How about you, Tam?
Yeah, I think she's doing a great job. It's a tough act to follow. I really miss the other, but yeah. So.
But what is it? Rumor has it that who's she friends with? Dario? Is it Dario?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be the love interest there because it's just not happening. Chad can't bring himself to trust her again.
So she'll find solace?
Yeah.
One of the rumors is that she's going to marry Dario so he can stay in the country.
Oh, yeah, his status is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, I can see that happening.
In that, but the speculation, they'll eventually find their way back to each other. But I think Chad's still hung up on Gabby, which is it's interesting because if you think back, and everybody's got a short memory, of course, Gabby was hung up on Chad when it was the other Chad, I think the original Chad.
Yeah, when they were
Gabby was hung up on him, and when he was in love with Melanie, and she had Melanie kidnapped.
Yes.
It's like, okay.
Weren't they modeling together? Weren't they modeling together?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were modeling.
Yes.
Yeah. And maybe I'm not as forgiving as the soap opera counterparts there, but I think if somebody had kidnapped me, or something like that, if I was involved in that, I don't think I'd be as forgiving. I wouldn't forget. And it's just amazing how after a few years, he'd fall for Gabby after what she did to Melanie. I mean, everybody is just, poor Melanie. I mean, I realize that they needed an excuse to get her off, but even what Teresa did to her, that if you don't leave town, Brady won't be able to see his son, and so Melanie leaves. So, poor Melanie.
I know it. Tam,
yeah,
how
they
are we
always
doing on
seem to.
My eyes are blind. So what do you think? Are you a Dario and Abby, or are you a Chad and Abby?
I don't know whether it's all the drama with Abby and Chad. I don't know. I don't see the chemistry between the two of them, those two actors. That's just me.
It's the actors.
I don't know.
You think if it was a different actress?
Yeah, and I don't know whether it's because she's just so, I find her just very depressing and maudlin, and and Chad's always, he's more bubbly.
Upbeat.
And, yeah.
You know why I think part of it is? It's the way she's made up. She doesn't have a whole lot of makeup on, especially eye makeup.
Right.
And, she's fair anyway. Like Kate Manzi, was kind of was brown hair. So even like her eyelashes, even if they were light on makeup, she had dark eyelashes. And this actress doesn't. And her hair is just kind of straight.
Yeah, there's no.
And I think that sometimes, like when she would go out with Chad, she was made up. But I just think if she were made up more, I really think that would make a big difference in terms of her being glamorous. Because I'm having trouble envisioning her, seeing her with Chad. Not envisioning, but seeing her with Chad. You know,
it's going to be hard.
It's just, I think that they need to make her prettier. And I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or what. But it's
they might
like,
be doing it on purpose.
Get the makeup on that girl. Come on.
Yeah.
Curl the hair. Put some bounce in that hair.
See, I like Chad and Gabby together, and I never liked JG and Gabby together. So.
I know.
I'm anti-Gabby right now.
You have enough pull both ways.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. That baby that plays Thomas is so adorable.
Oh yeah.
That baby deserves both parents, even if they're the pretend parents.
Yeah.
He is so cute.
They find the most perfect kids to play on these shows. I tell you, not just
the one that plays Gabby's little girl. What's her name? Oh.
Ariana.
Ariana.
Yeah.
She's priceless. She's a little sweetheart.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I'm just telling you now, though, the baby that plays Thomas is probably one of the most adorable babies I have seen on the show in a while.
Yeah.
Adorable. So, anyway.
Well, thank you. Well, okay, I think.
Well, enjoy him because he'll probably be 10 years old in a month or so.
Maybe. Maybe.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah.
At least, well, let's hope, maybe 7. Oh, okay. Well, that includes the days part of it. And shall we go on? We got to make it quick. To Bold and the Beautiful. Tam, what's your best? What's your best story on for Bold right now?
Well, I'm not. These same scenarios have played over and over and over with the brothers fighting over the woman, and all at once, Eric grew a conscience, and she, the granddaughter can't live with her husband, but Ridge, I want to pinch his little ears. Ridge is going to lose Brooke over trying to nail Quinn to the wall, and I think he is truly going to end up falling in love with Quinn.
Oh, I can just see this. Because there's a fine line. There is a fine line between love and hate. And and he's going to try and cross it his way.
Right.
And I don't think he believes he's going to get burned.
Oh, no, he's very, very confident, that he thinks he's got this. He thinks he has control of the situation. He knows what he's doing, and clearly he's going to fall on his face. And Brooke will end up with Bill.
Again. I don't know. Is he going to follow Brooke to Italy, you think?
You know, I'm not sure on that one. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
And do you think, well, now how long do you think Quinn and Ridge will be away? Is it just an overnighter?
I just assume it's an overnighter, but have they even actually said? I mean, I know it's an overnighter,
I thought I did.
But I don't know that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he thinks he can accomplish everything he wants to do in one night. So it's gonna be a tough call. And someone's gonna catch him in the act, or he's gonna hang himself. Because I don't know if Quinn will go to his father. If he tries anything.
I don't see her going to him and saying we kissed, because then that's going to cause more, and that's going to, she's worried that he's going to question her anyway. So maybe she's not going to say anything because maybe she feels guilty because she has some feelings for him.
Yeah, unresolved, I think.
Right.
Unresolved, and that fine line is there for her too.
Right.
So, do you think this is enough time for Katie to move in next door while Quinn's away? Or don't you think Katie will play that card?
Isn't Katie already in that house? I thought she was in there.
No, not yet.
Or do you mean literally move in on Eric, as in move in on Eric?
Yeah, move in on Eric while Quinn is away.
I don't think Katie's really attracted to Eric in that way. I really don't think she is.
What do you think? Tam?
Oh, I thought you were asking somebody else. I'm sorry.
No.
I forgot it's just you and I for this one. I think that Quinn and Eric are going to realize they really are attracted to each other. And I don't know that Eric will find out. I haven't seen any spoilers, so I don't know if he'll find out ahead of time, before they even get back or when they get back. I just kind of wonder if they're not going to have the feelings for each other, come back and try to fight those, and have to work together and, and fight those feelings for each other.
Yeah, I think they're making it a little interesting.
Yeah.
A little more interesting. The most depressing, not depressing, sad points is that they dropped Felicia Cooper to recurring, who played Sasha.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're going to do with Zende. But I hope they bring back the Avants again when there's time, because they need more. I think the show needs more of them. More of the other half.
More of the other half, yes.
Yeah. So that right now that leaves Nicole like free, and there's really no one there yet. I'm not sure they're going to be working on her for a while. So unless Nicole sets her sights on Wyatt, then
that would be an interesting. I'd like to see Nicole and Wyatt.
Would you like to see that?
Yeah.
It's different. I'd like to see how Bill responds to that one, but I think we covered what all the best major issue going on is Ridge's power play and how Brooke's going to react.
Yes.
Okay. So there's our bold and beautiful spin.
Yes.
Let's go on to GH.
All right.
Okay. I'm a little missing in action, so the big thing is, did Alexis kill Tom Baker in a drunken rage?
I don't think she did. I'm wondering if Rudge, R-U-D-G-E, I wonder if he stumbled upon that, and part of his plan is to try to nail Alexis, or, I know a lot of people think that Tom's brother Seth did it, and I just don't see a reasoning on that, because unless, now that we know that Alexis was assaulted as far as she can remember, then I can understand that, and I can understand that his brother would want to do that to save Alexa's life. But if he was saving her life, why didn't he go to the police and say that he was? And why is the knife wiped clean? Because obviously whoever did it doesn't want caught, right? I mean, theoretically.
Right, yep. Because I'm very perplexed. I know how you felt about the whole cage thing.
Oh,
and
I'm very upset.
I was mortified myself. But then when his conscience and Liz got the better of him, Franco let him out. But
no,
then
Franco
he
didn't
turned
let him
on
out.
him
He got out.
and locked him in there.
Right, but Franco didn't let him out. Tom got out of the cage, but Franco had him locked
out.
inside.
How did he get out?
Well, he just, beat it up and, kept fighting until he finally was able to get out. And then he got the shock collar off, and he was trying to get out of the room, and then he realized that Franco had him locked inside, so he couldn't leave. And so then he decides to go back in the cage and let Franco think that, he is still in that cage so that he can jump Franco. And then which he did, he got the better hand on Franco, and then, do unto others. So then, here we go, sharing the shock collar, and puts it on Franco, and then does to Franco what Franco did to him, minus making him bark.
Minus, I know. I know how you feel about the barking, too.
Just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
They are challenging the viewers, aren't they?
Yes.
They are challenging.
Honestly, I really think that, I know that the writers had said in an interview that they were doing this to redeem Franco. And so that Roger can stay. And it is just beyond my capabilities of understanding, how in heaven this redeems Franco. First of all, Franco has had no remorse for what he did. And just show a little bit of remorse on him. The same way with Liz. Liz had absolutely no remorse for what she did. She, to Jason when he was Jake Doe, and, she was willing to let Sam think her husband was dead, willing to let the kid go without his dad, willing to let her kids be hurt. And when it was all said and done, Liz said to Robin, no regrets. So that's another reason why it's hard for me to like Liz anymore, is because she had no remorse. And all the writers had to do in that was show her with remorse. And the same way with Franco. Goodness sakes, let the man have some remorse. Now, today, he had a little bit of remorse, and he did acknowledge, and he said, well, I don't want to turn Alexis in because of all the evil things that I've done to her daughter. So that was the first indication of remorse for Franco. But I think that General Hospital shot themselves in the foot by selecting this as their holiday, and ratings validate that. General Hospital fell in last place during the holidays. And I blame the writing. I don't know why you would choose collar, a shock, dog cage, a shock collar to share, and force sexual predators. Why in the world you would select that as your holiday material? It's just beyond me. So I really do think, that did hurt them, and obviously it did. So I
think it hurt them a little bit. Yeah. There was a dip.
It did
Wasn't there a dip? And Liz and Carolyn?
Yes.
Just for that, because what we were talking about, Days has been up in the ratings from General Hospital, I think just because of that.
Oh, really?
Yay!
Oh.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. General Hospital is down 800,000 fans. And I blame it on that story.
Wow.
It was hard for me to watch it. I literally had to take a couple of days because showing Franco getting off on making Tom bark to me was just beyond what daytime should have. And I just think that it still makes me sick to my stomach to even say those words. So why they thought that was great to show, first off, was, and then to show it during the holidays. Days had their traditional hang the ornaments, all of that.
Right.
And all the other three soaps had traditional holiday storylines and still kept going with the current storylines. But General Hospital absolutely did not do that. So I just think that was a bad decision on their part. That's my rant.
Probably was.
Well,
obviously.
Wow.
We do have a caller coming on. Are you ready?
Oh, great.
Here we go. Hello, this is Take Two Radio Soaps and Review. You have David on the line and his crew. Who may I ask is calling?
Well, this is Margaret, and I had to call since you guys are back on. And
I
totally agree with Pam. Hello, dear.
Hi.
I agree with you. It's absolutely ridiculous the way they did the story for holidays. And what got me worse than anything was having Monica actually tell Sam to let it go. I mean, really?
Oh,
that was just too much. It was bad enough everything else they did, but to have her mother-in-law to tell her to let it go.
For Liz's sake.
Yeah.
For Liz's sake.
I mean, excuse me, but why should she do anything for Liz's sake?
Right.
Is this not the same woman who said if it wasn't for Jake, she wouldn't even speak to Liz? And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, we'll let it go for Liz's sake? I mean, come on. And redeeming Franco ain't happening. I'm sorry. It's not happening. I don't care what they do. They could make him poke and they wouldn't do it.
So you're saying
redeeming
that Franco
you don't think Franco
cannot
can
be
be redeemed?
No, No, absolutely not. Not in my eyes. But then again, I was a Sam fan first. Absolutely hated Liz, so no, I don't care. They could make him priest and let him become the Pope and whatever, but no, it's not going to work. I mean, that's just, there's some things that just don't work. And when it comes to Franco, no, that was the stupidest thing they ever did when they cast Roger as Franco. And I like Roger.
Oh, yeah.
I like Roger, but honest to God, I was done with Todd when he stole Danny, and making him Franco did not help. I mean, I'm sorry,
Julian?
but I'm one of those people who is not that forgiving.
Right. And speaking of redemption, what about Julian? Do you think Julian can be redeemed?
No.
No, not for me either.
I think Julian needs shot in the head, frankly. But frankly, I think they need to bring the real Jason back to do it, because the Jason we got now ain't got sense enough to do it.
If Franco killed Julian and Julian killed Franco, then we can talk redemption. But
we probably could.
Well, yeah, if we didn't have to deal with them, but then they'd just bring them back from the dead a year later, and we'd have them back again.
Oh, yeah. You know, and that's the thing. Franco was brought in as a short-term, temporary, nasty, evil character, not as, you know, so that's why, you know, he was basically written in a corner. So
exactly. And why do they think that they can make us like him now? I mean, really.
And the same way with Julian.
I was liking Julian up until the wedding and all that, but when he pulled the knife on Alexis and threatened to kill her and all that, no.
So,
I don't care. If my husband did that, I would slice his throat.
Margaret?
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So if we found if there was a reason, and I know it's coming up, they are trying to redeem Julian a little bit. But if there was a reason behind what he did, could you let him be redeemed in your eyes?
Nope.
Not even. Yeah.
Because he has worked with Sonny before. He could have told Sonny what was going on and let Sonny take care of it, and then he wouldn't have had that problem. It's not like they've not worked together before. They worked together when they broke out of prison. They could have worked together again, and Sonny could have handled it.
I agree. And what I think is really a shame is that, you know, they're going to say, well, he was forced to do this because of, which I think is going to end up being Olivia Jerome. And we're going to have two Olivias back on campus. But anyway, back at the ranch, you know, okay, they're going to say that he was forced to make it look like he was going to kill her, but he really wasn't. Well, then how do you justify him, writers, if you're listening? Remember when he fantasized of killing her in the tub? Did they force him to fantasize of killing her? There isn't. So,
I mean, if you're going to do stupid stuff like this, why make him fantasize about it, make him do it, and then turn around and say he's sorry for it? I mean, you're cutting your own nose off to spite your face doing that. But then again, these writers listen to nothing. I mean, I don't care. They can tweet and say they listen. All they want to tweet and say they listen. But they're going to do what they want to do, and they don't listen to what the people want, and that's why GH is below days. I mean,
what can they possibly write to justify Julian? And, you know, I was reading on a social media site, and I was absolutely flabbergasted at the female fans who thought Julian was so sweet yesterday when he consoled Alexis when she was crying. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, really? Come on, people. It's just more to blackmail her with. Get real.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, this man, and what he's doing now, to me, isn't sweet. I cannot get past him with that knife, which is really a nice word for basically a sword that decapitated her mother. Yeah. I can't get past that, and I don't know. For me, is don't do this to characters and then expect fans to say, oh, it's okay, because now you're telling.
Act completely stupid and forget this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not over the Jason acting like an idiot and Curtis having the brains. Honest to God, would be fine if they threw Jason back in the harbor and put Curtis and Sam together.
Hey, keep your fingers
I seriously
crossed.
do not like it. This Jason. I can't stand. He needs to go away, throw him back in the harbor, throw a line out and fish out the real Jason and get it over with. There is no way I'm ever going to accept the way they're writing Jason now. And all these people on Twitter that praises how good he is and how much he pays attention to Sam and all this, I say baloney to that. And I'm being polite because that generally ain't what I say.
Okay, so let's talk about how kind he is to Sam. Let's talk about that. He hasn't been to her last 3 appointments. He didn't spend Thanksgiving with her.
Hello, he didn't spend his wedding night with her.
No, he spent it with Liz.
I mean, he would have been in divorce court the next day. Get real.
Explain it to me, again, that he can't carry a gun. He can't be stone cold anymore because he's been frozen for 2 years, because we all have friends who have been frozen for 2 years and can base it on that. So then and he's a family.
And he's been run over by a car.
Well, my argument for that is he woke up to Sam's voice, so that knocks that in the head. He had stone cold instinct when he woke up at Crichton Clark and saved Robin, so that knocks that in the head. He saved Sonny, so that's another thing that knocks it in the head. So exactly what crack in his head knocked everything back out of him? Because he had it up until the point that they decided they wanted to do something stupid.
No.
I mean, what's the point where his instincts flew out the window? I mean, because I'm telling you, after the first love scene, his brain was gone. And if a woman can turn a man to mush that good, I'm telling you, they just really don't need to be together because he's going to get himself and everybody else killed.
Pretty much.
It's just stupid. And, we're supposed to believe, oh, well, this happened and this happened and that happened. And it's like, hello. He was almost killed the first time this happened, and we actually liked the guy he turned into. We didn't like who he turned into when he had the brain thing going on when Manny was around, and he finally turned back into Stone Cold Jason, and that worked again. So why exactly would you think that we would accept you changing him back to worse than what Jason Quartermain was? Because I'm sorry, Jason Quartermain had more gumption than this dude. And I didn't like
part of the problem for me is that I've seen Billy really tackle some really hard scenes, and of course all those daytime ends validate how talented this man is. And for me, I just feel like, he's been at General Hospital 2 years now, and he hasn't had anything to submit. And I think they're not using him to, and they could really give him some really good stuff.
They could, but they're not going to, obviously, because they're more invested in Frizz than they are anybody else. And I'm sorry, but they make hair gel to take care of Frizz.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said they make hair gel to take care of Frizz, so we don't need them. I don't know. To me, these writers are just absolutely sabotaging this entire show, and I don't care what they say, how good they're trying to make it, but if you can go from Liz and Jason and 18 weeks of dead, awful ratings and then still stay above Days of Our Lives, and then you run with Liz and Franco and doing all this crap, and you end up below Days of Our Lives, you cannot tell me they're not sabotaging the show.
You make a very good point.
Well, I mean, it's pitiful. They've never been below Days. Not since Billy came on there, and then they do this. And there are so many fans that are Sam and Jason fans that are not buying this. And there's so many people that do not like Franco. And I absolutely hate Franco. I absolutely hate Liz. So, I don't even watch anymore. I'll watch clips. I'll read live updates, but I refuse to give ratings to this crap.
I have quite a few lovely ladies, hi ladies, in my General Hospital Live updates that aren't watching, but they are reading. And
how about that?
I can't.
And it's simply because the only way to get through to them, since you tweet them, you write them, you call them, it doesn't work. So it seems the only way to get through to them is to tank the ratings, and it's pitiful that we have to do that to get the point across. And it's not that we want the show gone. It's the fact that we want the show better. And we know it can be a whole lot better than what they're giving us.
Right.
Yeah, probably could. I have to agree with you. I mean, there's taste for all different types, and I guess the majority of the taste level is in one area, and that's dragging what everyone doesn't like. And I think that's a similarity. Most people don't like the same thing, and that's what's dragging it.
Right. But the problem is when you've got people that are praising them because we have somebody named Sam and Jason together. But I'm sorry, I'm not an in-name only fan, never have been, never will be. If Sam and Jason ain't going to act like Sam and Jason, they don't need to be named that. They could have left him, Jake, and had somebody else come in named Susie and let Sam go off somewhere else and let her be happy. But, no, the Jake and Susie thing is killing me.
Okay.
I want the woman who would actually walk in with a gun in her hand and back Jason up against the 5 families. I don't want Susie Homemaker. And the whole thing with this is that Sam would have been, she would have killed Liz over what she did, and she gets to do nothing. Everybody knows Sam would have done.
And that's the other thing, too. We had 18 straight weeks of Liz lying to Jason. And we were told that, wait till you see how this is going to end. It's going to be great. Jason and Sam are really going to let Liz have it. The whole town turns on her. And none of it happened.
And then you get the womp, womp, womp from the cartoon.
Happened. And then what did Liz get? Liz got hugs. Everybody in town gave her hugs.
Yeah.
No one slapped Liz. But then here comes Hayden, and Liz gets to slap Hayden twice. And I'm like, what?
Exactly.
After everything Liz has done, it's, and
I've never wanted somebody to be drugged so bad in my life. I wish Hayden had beat the crap out of her.
Oh.
And
not that it would have been as good as Sam doing it, because believe me, I would rather had Sam do it. But they should have at least let Hayden.
She knows how to do it too, doesn't she?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would love to see her smack her upside the head with a pistol like she did Franco. But then again, I'd like to see that happen again, too, so you know.
I know. Hey, we have another caller.
Well, I will let you get your other callers. I just had to call and say hi, guys.
Thanks for
Margaret,
calling in, Margaret.
Glad you
Great
called.
talking to you.
Thanks for your input. Always interesting.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Margaret.
Bye.
This is Take Two Radio Soaps and Review. You have David on the line.
This is Mitch. Hello.
Hello.
Am I connected? Am I live?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Hey, everybody. How's it going tonight?
Great.
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. It's a pleasure to get through. This is. I'm finally happy. I found a venue or like a place to vent about this show. I am so frustrated with the way things are going lately.
Which show?
You know, Days of Our Lives. What we're talking about, Days of Our Lives.
Oh, okay. We had moved.
Oh, okay. What do you got for days?
Well, do you guys see the correlation here? And I was talking to my wife about this the other day. I see right now what's happening is kind of what was happening with Beverly Hills 90210, right when the kids went from high school to college. And I can elaborate on that a little bit more. I don't mean to lose you here. You guys there?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, in Beverly Hills 90210, are you guys familiar with that show at all?
Yes.
I am.
Okay. Do you remember the scene where Donna got butt fucked by Brian and everybody was just, going crazy and squirting cum all over each other? Do you remember that?
Okay, I think we need to disconnect this guy.
Oh, you're real fun. You're real amusing. Yeah, you're real amusing. Why don't you go talk about that with your wife, okay? You're amusing. So why don't you I think this call's ended. You're funny.
Yeah. Did he drop? Yep.
I hope
Thank
you.
you.
I hope you cut him off.
Yeah. So
I didn't
why
have
don't
to.
why don't you guys just why don't we just continue on with General Hospital, or are you ready to go on to Young and Restless?
Yeah. I want to thank you for doing that because I didn't even touch anything. I have to apologize for that, ladies.
You don't have to apologize. No.
Well, he doesn't have a life, and he's trying to be funny, and he's not funny. It's too bad. Poor little guy, he's not funny. But anyway, let's continue.
It's called a troll. It's called a troll. He's a troll.
A troll.
Yeah.
And he probably looks like one.
Yes.
So he doesn't need to share his little fantasies with us. We're talking about the soaps here, so let's move on.
Okay. Where are we now? All right. So we're at. Shall we hit Young and the Restless then?
Sounds good.
Okay. After many months of grieving, I think the show is headed in a nice direction. The only thing I don't agree with, well, I do agree with Sally Sussman for a point, is that why bring Adam back if only for Christian? Just for that. Most fans are unsatisfied that they think by not bringing him back, then Chloe won't pay, and it'll be something. But I have hope myself that maybe down the line, when there's more going on, that she has maybe more time to think about, that they'll bring Adam back for more than Christian's paternity, but for other things too. She just doesn't want to bring a person back just for the sake of bringing him back. And that's what her belief is. So how do you see it?
Well, he has a mother, a father, siblings. He's to me, a core character who has so many other storylines possible with him coming back, and especially with Chloe. Again, I go back to I got to get a sweatshirt. Fans deserve payoffs, and those of us who want to see Chloe get hers, she's not going to get hers.
She's not going to get hers.
I hate evil daily, you know? The fans need payoffs. We need to see evil have a bad day, you know? You need to see the bad guy at least stub their toes. So
we do.
I just think that she should bring him back. And I don't know. I just think that I know that Justin obviously would be a tough act to follow, but there are many, many talented actors out there who could do the job. So
there are.
I don't like her reasoning, and I really want Chloe to have a bad day.
I do too. That's the one point that I'm sensitive to, is that she doesn't want to bring him back, and she can't think of a valid reason to bring him back. I don't know. So, do you feel that she's that maybe they're going to show that maybe Chloe didn't start that cabin fire?
I just wonder if they're even going to go back and even touch on any of that. I just kind of wonder if they're just not hoping that, you know, that everyone just kind of forgets it happened, you know, just kind of slide it to the left and just move forward. If they're not going to bring,
it's hard. I'm not going to forget. I tweet just about every other day and remind the people in charge. If you ever watch me, you'll see tweets like, "Doesn't Connor deserve justice?"
Right.
And you'll see something like, well, King Minos on Twitter said something about, he posted on Twitter about, because of Victor's new persona, he's laid back, and he said something to the fact, how laid back do you think Victor will be if he finds out that Chloe was responsible for what happened to Adam? And he said, and I tweeted him back, and I says, it can't be too soon for me, because this should have happened before yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I want her to get it. I mean, I can't. It's just like the General Hospital thing. I'm waiting to see if she gets what's coming to her, and she needs to get what's coming to her. I don't know. I go back and forth. Do you, even though Adam's death was ruled an accident, do you think she set that on fire?
Oh, I think she did.
And that's what I want Gloria to
for all of that.
I know.
Yeah, and I agree with you, David. I think they should go back and you know, go back to that storyline and.
Yeah, I do too. You want a joint tweet together on this one?
Yes, we can.
Yep. Okay, the one thing I like, now, I do like the way she writes, though, on the whole, because I know she really does care about the show, and it's showing in other places besides that. We have to remember she worked with Bill Bell personally in the beginning, and Sally was, as Mel would say, Sally was Bill Bell's protege. and worked very alongside of him for many years until she went off on her own and then came back. And she is opinionated, but you know, writers usually have to be. They have to have that mentality. Otherwise, they can't write. But I like the way it's going. The one thing I want to make clear to my friends out in Facebook and in my YNR clubs, I know it's hard for you to see. It's hard for you to see that all of a sudden you've seen Victor one way, and now all of a sudden, like this, snap of your fingers, you're seeing George Bush, as I said. You're seeing a kinder, gentler Victor. Now, I know it's hard. It's hard for you guys to probably stomach this, but the only way to make sure that she's writing this is so we can all see it, what she wants to do. You can't just talk about it. It has to be shown to you. So hopefully it's all going to slide. We know we're all familiar with Victor's history. We know what he's been capable of doing. We know it's a sudden turnaround, and that's because of the writing. But I want you to, this is the way Sally remembers Victor. This is how she's written him before.
Oh, okay.
Victor,
I see where you're going. Okay.
Do you see where I'm going?
I see where you're going.
Yeah. She remembers him that way. Now, when he first met Nikki, he was a changed man. And he was never against the law. I don't know where that picked up, that he started doing things against the law. He might have been unscrupulous at the time with Jack and Chabot all those years. But as far as being a kidnapper, once he was with Nikki, he was never like that. He was more of the romantic and laid-back type and worked with the law. And I remember that correctly. I don't know what regime changed him to be that way. I can't say for sure, but I do know prior to Nikki, yeah, he was an awful man. Yes, prior to, he was awful because I remember what he did. But once he met Nikki, he was different, and this is what Sally wants to put forth to everyone. She wants everyone to remember the Victor that she does. And if I talk too much, just let me know.
No, you're fine.
How was that?
I enjoyed that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, David.
Go ahead.
I enjoyed for the holidays, you know how some people have their repeats, that they went back to their wedding. And I thought that was really, really a great thing to do. I really enjoyed that and thought that was a great decision. Whoever made that decision, I loved it and applaud you.
That's probably Sally's decision. Because she was working when she made. I think she was on the writing team with Bill Bell at that time. So I would give that to Sally and Kay. I think the EP makes that decision. So yeah, I thought it was wonderful
nice.
going back there.
I just thought it was really nice to go back and see some, people that we don't get to see anymore, And
I know
so I just thought it was a great idea.
And I remember at one of the on one interview there for their 40th anniversary, and it was Victor and Nikki's wedding again, and Chris LeBlanc was interviewing everybody, and he asked Tracy if she was at the first one, and I like her expression. I remember she says, "Yes, I was, because I can tell you," he said, "the dress that I wore then, I would only wore as a top today." Did you see the dress? That
No, I
that's
did
what
see
made
it,
me
but
think
I don't remember it now. Yeah.
You got to go back and see if you can find it. And I said, "Oh, okay, I see your point, Tracy." I said to myself. So what is one of the better things that you saw this time?
Of the wedding, you mean?
Yeah. Well, presently, what's going on now? Is there something you're liking?
As crazy as it sounds, I really like the fact that they, like the dirty dishes in the sink.
Yeah, they're showing
Nick's sink, and yeah, just kind of getting back to the basics of like, that really would be an issue, and changing the diaper, and then like, oh, I just changed you, and now I got, I have to deal with my daughter, but I have to change her diaper, and just trying to balance it all.
Showing the real stuff.
Right.
Showing the real stuff and not just talking about it.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's a refreshing change of pace to show a little realism in your fantasy life.
Right. I'm really enjoying Steve Burton as Derek, and why they didn't do that sooner.
I know.
Ooh, that is great.
I bet you all General Hospital fans are having a field day.
Oh my gosh, that is so nice to see back on daytime. Whew. Mercy.
Oh God, I like that shirt though.
Oh, it kind of reminds you of something out of Miami Vice.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just waiting to see him without the socks,
Yeah, I'm just going to see what happens. What happens with him? I don't know if he goes missing. He's got a couple more episodes, I think, left in the belt.
Yeah. Yes.
And it'll be sad, but I'm hoping. I think they are leaving it open for a return for him.
That would be nice. I really am going to miss him on daytime, and I really do wish him the best. And I have nothing but mad respect for him. So I absolutely miss him on General Hospital, and I won't, so.
It's really been nice seeing him.
It really has.
It is. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they think he was boring. I didn't think he was boring. I thought he was a very caring human being.
Right.
And as far as the Christian paternity, I think I don't know. I think that should have been dealt with a little differently. First off, I don't think, regardless if he's married to Sharon or not, he shouldn't have been taken away from him. I think they should have made a deal with, so Dylan wouldn't have to go to court to get his rights. He should have. He's a blood uncle, and it's like my own brother keeping his kids away from me. So I
right.
mean, you know. So I never agreed with that. I thought they made Nicholas look too crass. I mean, I can understand his indignation about Christian being kept away from him for a year, but Dylan really didn't have anything to do with that. He was as much as the dark. His only crime, though, is believing in his marriage. Regardless of what Sharon did, he still loves her and he still believes in her. Even though how hurt he's been. He's still
right.
And I think Nikki, she tried her best to not take sides, but Dylan was sensitive, and I can see his point where she says that she has her priorities. What do you think?
I think you're right.
I think it was awful. I think he should have. I think they should have just let Dylan. I think they should have tried to do that joint thing that he suggested in the first place. Just because of Dylan. Now, and then Sharon could have been watched. But yeah, I think Sharon should have to pay for something. I'm going to go on and on. But I see Sally wants to really redeem Sharon and bring the character more respect than she's had in the coming years. So she has to. I think she really has to fall first, right?
Right.
Do you agree? And
I think it's time to see Sharon in a different light. She's just been so out of control, and I just think, fans, again, they need to see that mental illness, you can control it. You can be a good person. I mean, I know it's a soap and all that, but
yeah. I
think that I'm looking forward to seeing a new Sharon, a better Sharon.
A better Sharon. That's
yes.
what Sally wants to do. She wants to make sure. And I think what I see on the Facebook groups that says that people will walk out if they don't see Sharon show some responsibility for just about everything she's done. So everything's she has to fall first.
Right.
And if she can pick herself back up and show remorse, there's that word.
Yes. Remorse is so important in daytime, guys.
I think Sharon's different, though. I think there is. I think she's had it. I think she is remorseful. I mean, she's always been sorry for her actions. She just probably hasn't paid for it as much as, all viewers want her to see pay for it. But I do think she's always tried, but they always drag her back down.
And I know that they say, well, we want to give the actors some really good material, and I understand that, but
yeah,
and I know that going back to General Hospital, so it's in here that an example is that with Alexis, they said, well, we really wanted to give Nancy Lee some really good stuff, and they did, but sometimes I think that some of that material just needs tweaked a little bit, because at the end of the day, you can't write your characters in a corner.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta give space for redemption.
Yes.
You really do. Okay, I think. Okay, Liz and Carolyn, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, we're going to do closing remarks. And Carolyn, what do you have to say to the fans, your Days fans, and especially the soap fans?
Oh, well, they're wonderful, and keep watching and keep commenting. And I think the hashtag is keep Days alive now. I'm tweeting that out, so we got to keep it going.
Yes, let's keep it going.
And a happy New Year to everyone, and keep calling in and watching the shows, and have a great 2017.
Thank you very much, Carolyn. You're
welcome. You're welcome.
Miss Elizabeth?
Yes. I would like to wish everyone a happy New Year, and keep enjoying those soaps.
Keep enjoying the soaps is an important part, and keep everybody watching.
Exactly.
Keep everybody watching. We need things. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to tweet the writers or the producers, and be polite, be short, and just state your point, and then go on. Don't elaborate, because they only have so much. But if you get your point across quickly, I'm sure they pick it up. And remember that it will happen. It's going to take days time, because they're 6 months ahead, and they're still not back to work yet.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been on.
Well, maybe that's why I'm not getting response on the tweets. I'm tweeting out a lot of the actors, and it seems to be kind of quiet.
They've had 2 months off. They go back the 15th.
Oh, okay. That's
they go
why.
back the 15th of January.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you for
letting
me know.
And Miss Tamara?
Yes.
Your closing remarks?
Well, to our buddy Lisa, I hope you are feeling much better, and hopefully you'll be back here in a couple weeks with us. I think on the 26th is our next show. And definitely keep watching. And writers, if you're listening, remorse, redemption, remorse. You got to have some remorse for fans to accept the redemption storyline.
That's true. So we keep on watching.
Gotta have those R's. Yes.
Yep. We got to have those R's all across the board.
Yes.
All across the board. And I'd like to say, Lisa, get well soon. And I'd like to have a special shout-out to Sharda, who was planning on calling in, but she is in the same way as Lisa. she was going to call in and speak with us, but I told her, you just get better, and so you can call in the next time we're on. And I want to wish you all a Happy New Year. See you guys in 2 weeks from today, and you'll be here. And watch out for your emails from me, please.
Will do.
Okay.
And you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I can't tell you how grateful it is to have all of you with me again.
No, thank you.
Well, thank you, David.
And on that note, we wish everyone a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadio.com.